I'm here to make inflammatory statements on the internet, and then turn my notifications off.
Well, it's time for me to have a rant again, and I'm so glad that I sat out on this one as it was happening because there have been some interesting developments. It all started, I believe, in early March or something, when it was revealed that a new Harry Potter game in development called Hogwarts Legacy, I think that's what it's called. I don't know, man, I'm not a Harry Potter fan, nor do I care. So anyways, it was revealed in March, I think by someone on Twitter. It had to be Twitter, obviously, that the lead producer on the project was a guy named Troy Leavitt, and he ran an anti-SJW YouTube channel, and I said anti-SJW in air quotes, by the way. I don't see how being an anti-SJW is a bad thing. Anyways, the tweet was picked up by these gaming journalists, and before you know it, there was a massive outrage calling for the game to be cancelled because it was spearheaded by a man who basically had an opinion different from theirs, really. I think Reset Era took the biggest L in all of this when they decided to ban discussion about Hogwarts Legacy entirely on their forums. There were people literally discussing stuff like how they can get the game pre-owned because they did not want to give the studio any money after this debacle. It didn't help either when it was also revealed that J.K. Rowling was also getting some percentage from the sales of the game. I mean, how dare she? It's not like she created the whole Harry Potter universe, did she? Cut long story short, just because two people, Troy Leavitt and J.K. Rowling, had some opinions, the entire game was being cancelled by people on Twitter. The thing is, people were acting like it was the worst thing that ever happened, and I gotta say I felt sorry for Troy. I mean, the hit piece articles that came out in a span of a few hours just targeting the guy, I really felt sorry for him. You see, I was aware of his channel long ago, I mean really long ago. I came across his channel and I think the first video I saw on his channel was a game developer's response to feminist frequency. We all know Anita Sarkeesian is a con artist who brings nothing of value to the table except her toxic takes and toxic ideology. Getting sidetracked here, but I really wanted to know what an actual game developer thought of Anita's hot takes. And from that point on, I was hooked. He was soft-spoken and made sense. He was not raging in the mic or anything like that. He was calm, composed, and presented some good points, really. He's made a lot of videos on his channel. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. Basically, I've seen a lot of his videos and I don't think he said anything wrong. To me, he was no different from any other YouTuber I have seen who has an opinion. The only difference is, he's a game developer, so he knows a thing or two about game development. As it was happening and I saw these articles pour in, I knew he was gonna get removed from the development of the game. I mean, these so-called journalists really went after him. I guess they couldn't stand the fact that someone was working on a game that is guaranteed to sell like hotcakes opposes the ideology, the narrative these journalists were trying to sell.
Oh no, women need to be protected in gaming. Gamers are toxic, the male gaze. Men have this power fantasy that is inherently toxic.
Oh, shut up. It's perfectly okay to have power fantasy because we have no power in real life. The people who have power are the people with money. Not me, cause I have no money. If I did, I wouldn't be running games on a weak ass PC. There's nothing wrong with me to have some power fantasy because all I do is sit in front of my PC with my dick in my hands, stroking it vigorously to some questionable material involving 3D women and tentacles. That's all the power I have. Grab my dick and double click.
Oh my.
And you know what? I'll be damned if these so-called cultural warriors would let me masturbate in peace, because they won't. They're coming after my 3D women, yo. Troy comes in and dismantles the argument so well that it was almost poetry. Oh man, I think I need to see a therapist or something. Anyways, back on the topic at hand. So Troy basically had a bullseye painted on his back, and I think he knew about it from the start. In one of his videos he said, and I am paraphrasing here, that Warner Brothers know about his channel. They knew about it all along. They didn't endorse his views, but his videos didn't sit outside their policies, so he was in the clear, if you know what I mean. Of course, that's the no-no in the jerk circle that is gaming journalism, and they, along with Anita Sarkeesian, went after him. We all know she doesn't like being criticized, so she sent her mob of followers after him.
I am so happy that even though I disclosed my hateful, misogynist and regressive YouTube channel to Warner Brother Games, it didn't appear to be an issue for them, and I get to continue being a successful game designer on a major project with no consequences. What consequences are we talking about here? Are there supposed to be consequences for people who have an opinion different from yours, Anita? Also, hateful, misogynist and regressive? That's fresh coming from a woman who literally had the banner on her Twitter profile that said, "Trust no man," and got called out for it. If you're going to hold a man responsible for videos he made years ago, then we are also going to hold you responsible for your sexist, misandrist views. It is no denying that Anita, with this tweet, just wanted to destroy Troy, and for a hot minute it looked like she did. It was revealed later on that Troy had resigned from Avalanche, the studio behind the development of the game. A lot of people, me included, thought this was because of the hate mob and cancel culture, but that was not the case. Troy posted a video on his channel in which he covered everything really. I'll leave a link to the video in the description box below, but there are two things I want to cover here. One, he did not resign because of the hate mob. He had been thinking of leaving and retiring since last year, if I recall correctly. And I think because of some recent family troubles, he just had to resign. Which means if it wasn't for the family issues, he still would have been working on the game and WB Studios would have had no problems with it. The second thing he touched upon was how the gaming journalism conducted itself. Let's be real here, gaming journalism is more like activism these days. I don't know about anyone else, but I remember when Jessica Price got fired because she was being an arsehole to a fan when she got fired. It was turned into this whole issue of sexism when it had nothing to do with it in the first place. Polygon wrote like 2 hit pieces against the developers of Guild Wars. I mean, since when did everything turn into this whole gender and race issue? If someone's being an arsehole, that person is being an arsehole. Arseholes are universal, and doesn't matter what race is it, what gender it belongs to, or what goes in, or what comes out, an arsehole is an arsehole. Same thing with the whole, we need more representation in the gaming community, we need more diversity. How is diversity and inclusion going to make my game any better? We need more people with fresh ideas that make a game fun to play. This is why indie game development scene is rife with talent. Take Phasmophobia for instance, or how about Dead by Daylight, which started life as an indie project, or better yet, how about CDPR and the Witcher series? The Witcher series began as an indie title. I know I'm all over here, but basically Troy Leavitt touched upon those hit piece articles that came out, and he just tore them a new one. He basically flat out just said that they were more concerned with spreading propaganda than uncovering the truth. They didn't even bother to look at his channel properly, because if they did, they would have realized that he criticized both the left and the right. But I guess we live in a world where Orange Man bad, but say anything against Sleepy Biden and you can kiss your channel goodbye. Or maybe they did look at his channel and decided not to mention the videos because that would derail the narrative. He mentioned other things as well in the video, like his time at the studio and stuff, but I'm not going to go through all of that.
Link will be in the description box below and see for yourself. Honestly, Troy hit the nail on the head about gaming journalism being utter trash. We have editors working for outlets that are more concerned about ladies with big mommy milkers in Soul Calibur than a studio receiving threats of violence because of their artwork.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
But I don't think it will change anything. Gaming journalism will continue to be a trash fire and will continue to play a vital role in cancel culture. I know if I ever become a big time game developer or some big time YouTuber, my rant videos will be used by these journalists, these gaming journalists, to cancel me. To which I would say, good on you. And I really appreciate the effort. I held so much importance in your life that you couldn't stand the sight of me, or you couldn't bother, or you couldn't stand to hear my voice. I probably hold more importance in your life than your father, which I would say if you did spend some time with your father, he probably would have told you a thing or two about growing a spine and letting other people have an opinion. Because you certainly wouldn't want to be cancelled for your opinion, then why people like Troy or Gina Carano be cancelled? Why should they be cancelled? I'm sorry people, I know I'm all over the place with this video, and I know I've not been uploading that frequently. I'm going through some problems, but hopefully it will all work out. Anyways, that's enough from me. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button, and if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I'm a part-time YouTuber who wants to go full-time, so your engagement with the channel will help me a lot in the long run. Peace out, angels, and stay awesome. And remember, they can't cancel you if you don't let them.